Right. Let's start with USD pairs. All right. All right. Let's start with ADSD. We did this last week on the webinar. Here in the webinar last week, same time. I sent the signal and I sent it on here as well. Price. We entered the price faked up, and then started to go down. It was a simple trade. It was an easy channel. On the we looked on the higher time frame, we saw that this was just a retracement to this break here was just a retracement to go lower, and this break wasn't a break. It wasn't a proper break. Wait, let me just mute it. Okay, this break wasn't a proper break to the upside. So once we did retest, we just broke lower because this retest wasn't valid, and so this is why we sold here. Some people would have wanted to buy here. People wanted to buy. Some people would have wanted to buy here. Sorry, some people wanted to buy here, but now we could look for opportunities to buy now. So the trade's closed now. Take profit. Where are we looking? So now we could say we're gonna break back up to retest this level here. We're gonna retest this level, and then once we retest this level, we can say we're gonna drop lower again to 7644, and then we'll look to start buying, depending on how price makes this up movement. So if price is quick and makes it quickly, then we will look for another sell here because we're gonna get at least here, and then if we break lower, then we could get even more pips. But for now, if you didn't hit take profit, then just keep holding it. Stop losses in profit at around 7799, and then so if we go up again, you can add to your trade here and put your other stop loss the same price as your stop loss. So if you get stopped out, you're still in profit from the previous sell. So always look for the best way to make the most money all the time. So yeah, this was a double top. This was 61.8. This was the test of the channel. This is a very nice sell and very good reason to sell. Now, if we do break lower, if this is fake and we start dropping lower now, then I'll start looking for buys once we get to this level. Once we get to our next support. So if we do now just come down lower to this, then all the people that were buying here would have been wiped out, which is why you don't buy here unless you see proper change in market structure and proper bullish price action. So this does not mean price has changed market structure now. So just because price is stalling can either lead to price continuing or price changing structure. So we have to see how this area here is held. So if we do break lower, then I'll start to look for buying from here, from tomorrow, Wednesday. I'll look for buys here. And if not, then if we start seeing bullish price action, I wouldn't take a buy for this because this is not, remember, you're not trying to get the liquidity trend line or liquidity. If you're a scalper, you're trying to get the liquidity trade. But we're not scalping and we're not trying to get the liquidity trade. So we're trying to get the bigger moves. especially this has low pip value, so it's better to get the bigger moves. So here, if we do go up, let the market go up, let it see how it goes up. If it's strong, if it's slow, analyze it. If it gets to this level, how is the candlesticks reacting to this level? Is this level of resistance now because we broke this level of support? If this level now, if it comes back, is it retesting resistance, or has this been a fake out, or are we actually going to come back to here? Are we actually going to come back to here and start going down or start going up? And you have to see when we get to here. If we get to here, then you'd take a, because you would get rejection wicks, so you'd like to enter on a wick that's going up on the highest resistance on the 1 hour. You go into the 1 hour and then find the resistance in the 1 hour and then sell. And then once you open your sell here, you can manage it down. One thing people are asking me is managing stop loss. So if you're not always on your phone, or you're at work, or you need your phone, or you need your phone at sometimes or stuff like that, then it's better for you to use an EA on your MT4 account for removing stop loss to break even. So you can get some EAs on the internet. So you input it before you enter the trade. So once you enter the trade, if you put move stop loss to break even after 10 pips, then if you move stop loss 10 pips after 10 pips, then it'll move stop loss to 10 after 10 pips. It will move stop loss to break even straight away. So yeah, they're good EAs to use. So yeah, let's see what happens now. If we break down lower, to this level, we'll take buys. If we get up to here, we'll take sells. USD CAD. Nice. USD CAD. Right. If we go into the daily, we can see a trend line here. But trend lines are not strong without anything else. Trend lines don't mean anything without anything else. USD CAD, simple. We're looking for another leg up. We've been making lower lows, higher highs all the way up. Now, so we've been in this channel for a long time. So now we wanna, so right now there's no trade to take as of right now, but because we're in the middle of nowhere right now, price is in the middle of nowhere. As you can see, there's zones very close to price, but price is nowhere at the moment. So right now is in the middle of no man's land, and you don't trade when price is in the middle of no man's land. You leave the market alone when you see price like this. So right now you just either wait for price to go up, then you take your sell here because you have reason to take your sell here. You have free trend lines, you have the channel top, you have the trend line down, so you're almost certainly going to get this. You're almost certainly going to get, well, I'm not going to say certainly, but you're going to get moved down. And if you do, you protect your stop loss. So as soon as you're in, protect your position by making it risk free, and then see if it rides. If it doesn't ride, then it doesn't ride, then you don't lose anything. And if it does ride, then you lose. I mean, if it does ride, then you make what you expected to make. So say we get a move back up. So I don't know why I like trying using trend lines to draw Winbrook's moves, but they're nice to use. So long term, if we do get to this price will start to move down in the long term, and this will take weeks and months. But for now, we want to take this initial move. So we want to try get this. We're trying to grab this move, even if it's to the trend line. We're trying to grab this next move down. If we do get this level, then I'll look to sell for around this much, 193 pips, and then I'll have a tight stop loss because this is a critical level. So 4-hour close below this trend line, below this trend line will validate my sells, and I'll take sells from there, and I think it will be very nice sells. Yeah. Once it does complete this, and if it does complete this, then we can draw the fib and see the next fib regions to look out for. So if we have a fib region here, then we'll obviously take profits at the fib region in case this is where price is going to bounce off. So we always have to keep that in mind. So if price carries on coming down now, then I'd simply look for it to come to the trend line and then bounce back up to this level. So yeah, let's see what happens. This is the other bias. So 2 biases, and then same thing from there. So whatever one they wants to follow, we take it. So you don't make the market follow anything, because you can't change the market. You can't change how it's going to move. You can't affect the price of the market. You don't have a account big enough, and even if you think you have an account big enough, 1 million account with 1,000 lots won't move the market. 10,000 lots won't move the market. 100,000 lots won't move the market. Market won't move those. Even 1,000 lots is nothing compared to like billions. And when you don't even use lots, and there's nothing called lots. There's no such thing as lots when they're trading. Only for us retail traders, but for them it's nothing. All right, dollar index. Friday evening, we started to fly up. It was weird because Friday had less volatility, but it happened on Friday. I started to realize every Friday we start getting bigger DXY movements. So like the USD pairs on Friday eventually move, and they move a lot. So it's like they're stalling on Wednesday, Thursday, and then it just moves. Pretty weird because it's Friday, but yeah. Once we got this move up, as I said, it was at resistance, so there was no point in even buying this right now, because it was just going to drop back down, and it did drop back down. Because we're stuck in this range now between like 88.5 and 91, we want to see like a proper move. We want to see like a proper move, because we've just been stuck here, and we have to see the overall picture for that. So in the daily, we could just see we're just ranging. So when we begin ranging, what happens? We're gonna break out, right? And once we break out, we're gonna break out very big. So now we just need to wait. We just need to wait for the breakout. So there's no point of rushing. There's no point of doing anything. You like I read something yesterday. You got one. Let me read it. 1 second. When you're investing, it should be like watching grass grow, because there's no time for excitement or anything here. There's no point of being excited. There's no point of being emotional. All of that just ruins your trading and will ruin everything. So if you blow accounts consistently, then it takes the average successful trader 15 blown accounts to become successful at trading. And so don't even bother, what do you call it, crying about one blown account. One blown account is nothing. Like, if you know, if you understand what it takes, one blown account is nothing. One blown account is like, should be a joke. And you only realize that when you blow all of them and you get less and less emotional after every single one, and then eventually you'll understand what trading really takes. So right now we have to see how the dollar index is gonna form. So what I'm expecting it to do on the one, if we go into the 1 hour, I can roughly predict this. Sorry. So let's move this. Let's draw 1 hour channel here. I think we're gonna come down here, or come down to this area where I'd like to take buys if it correlates with the other pairs. I don't take buys on the dollar index. I don't trade the dollar index as an index. I trade other pairs based on the index. So if the index comes down to this area, then I think we could look for buys. If it breaks this area, then we'd look for sells. You can trade the dollar index, but not all brokers support it. And blah blah blah. So yeah, if we get to this area, if we do bounce off, then I'll start looking for buys. We go into the bigger picture. This level of resistance is still a resistance, and show it as a zone. And then see whatever happens at this price. But I'm looking for targets for DXY if we do get to this zone here. And this means that I'm looking at dollar strength. So I'm looking at dollar strength this week. If we do break this area and retest, then I'm looking for shorts. We have interest rates on Wednesday. So depending on whether we get a hike or not, will be the outcome for the dollar. So I'm expecting the dollar to be quiet until Wednesday evening, and then the market's going to kick off Thursday and Friday. What you do if you want to trade the events, the best thing to do is get in before the news events. So this means you're always risk free once the news comes. So as you heard me say, like, the most important thing is to be risk free most of the time. So make yourself at the least risk most of the time. So once you get into a position, once your position moves into profit, put your stop loss at break even. People say, oh, but it might hit your stop loss and then start going back up again. So it might come to break even and then start going back up in your direction. But then most of the, like if you do it out of 10 times, 2 times it will come back down and then start going higher again. So you'll be out of the trade when you could have been in the trade if you haven't moved your stop loss. But most of the time, 8 out of 10 times, if the price goes up 40 pips, if price moves 40 pips in your direction and you move your stop loss to break even and price reverses and hits your stop loss at 40 pips, you're most likely wrong. So the position you're in is most likely wrong. So you should let it hit and be out of the position and see how it develops to re-enter or reconsider your moves. Because if price has moved 40 pips and it turned around and came back in the direction, that means that 40 pips were just a retracement, and now it's coming down full throttle. And now you were in say buys, and now market is coming down heavy sells. So it's better for you. Isn't it better for you to be out of your buys than holding your buys, even though price is going lower, and then you're gonna say, oh, it's gonna reverse, and the price is still going lower, and you're thinking, oh, it's still gonna reverse, and the price is still going lower, and you're still telling yourself it's gonna reverse until the moment you get margin call for your account, and then they close your account because you don't have enough funds to your account, and your account blown. That's how most people blow their accounts, because they can't take they have too big of an ego in the market to admit they're wrong. In the market, if you don't admit you're wrong, the market will swallow you. You have to admit you're wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing the to say you're wrong makes you more money and a better trader than anyone else. So at the end of the day, anyone can tell you anything. At the end of the day, you're trading for you're trading for yourself. You're not trading for anyone else to tell you, oh, you're a good trader. You're trading to make your money, right? And leave. Oh my God. So yeah, NZD USD. We did this analysis. I did this analysis last Tuesday, I think. So I said it's gonna come down. Oh, I didn't trade this. Anyone could have traded it. I didn't trade this. Doesn't make me a good trader, because even though I predicted this move, anyone can predict moves. And if you don't act on what you predict, then you're not a good trader. So, well, I didn't trade this move because I had a lot of other positions like AUDUSD and other positions that we had running. So there was no need to trade this move. There's no need to put myself under more risk for this move. But it was analyzed correctly, and you can take something from that. For the next time you analyze, you can take something from it to make your to learn how you could have gotten into this trade with a minimal risk. Price bounced off. If we do get a leg, we might enter buys. We might take buys up. Nice buys. Yeah, so we look for something like W at the shoulders, and then on 1 hour, and then we look to go up. I don't know why this was a zone. And when it starts to go up, as soon as it goes up, break even, and then we ride it to, I don't know why this zone's here. Let's misplaced the zone. Ride it to this zone. Take half profits, let it retrace, see if it's gonna go higher. If it does. If it doesn't, stop our break even, took your profits. Never have an ego. Ego kills. NZD USD, and then USD JPY. Okay, so we have this trend line, we have this trend line. Market has broke out and retested. It counts as a retest for this one. The market has gone up to this one and rejected it. So if it follows this, if this rejection will carry on going down. If it follows this, then this is the retest to go higher. And if it does go higher, then this is the zone. If it does go higher, then as we are expecting the dollar index to increase in strength, this is the head, left shoulder, right shoulder. If we do expect it to go up in strength, then we're looking for targets for USD/JPY for 107 in the bigger picture. I think this trend line is going to hold, so I think we're going to get this because of the bigger picture. Always look at the bigger picture. The lower time frames confuse you, as we saw here on the 1 hour. We have this, so you have no real image. But if you go into the bigger picture and know and understand the currency strength, so we looked at the DXY, which told us that the dollar may go higher. If we see here, look at all these rejections from UJ. If this daily closes like that, this is a reverse candlestick. So I think we would take buys. Just notice this on the daily. We have this. I don't know if you can see it. Or this blue trend line. On the daily, we want to close above this, or we want to break and retest this to go here, because this is an important trend line that seems to be holding, even though this is a right shoulder, head and shoulders, we're at support. We get a lot of rejection candle wicks. That's like 3 things to go long, which from long from here. But you don't enter straight away, because if you enter now, this could be the perfect time to sell, because we're at the trend line. Market is making lower highs, no higher highs, lower highs down. So this could be invalidated, and the market just start creeping down. So we just need to wait for this pattern to break out. Let's see if we close above this or we close below this. So this is messy. Weekly now. Let's see. USD/JPY, that would have been a nice sell from there. Bought it at the perfect time. But let's see how this goes. We did USD CAD, we did NZUSD. Okay. Pound, British pound JPY. Selling zone. Price has broken out to the downside, retested. On the lower time frame, it looks like we're going lower. We're at selling zone. We need to look at the bigger picture to see what's going on here, because we have nothing clear as of yet. All right. We have this trend line that we've broken off. We have this trend line that we've broken off. And we have okay, so this is interesting for Great British Pound JPY. right now, if Great British Pound JPY, if this is the retest, this isn't. This is on the weekly time frame. So okay, just delete this. If we know on the weekly time frame, we're retesting a critical trend line. We're retesting a very strong trend line. So right now, what you could say is, oh, Great British Pound JPY is gonna start flying down because it's retested, but as selling zone is retested the higher time frame trend line. So this is a Monday fake out. Great British Pound needed this move to happen, and so we're gonna go lower. There's nothing about price action here saying that we're gonna go lower, but because look, we broke out, retested this daily resistance, and then we flew up. So at the same time, this is bullish, so we just have to be careful right now. So if I was to take sells, it's Monday, so it's not the best time to trade. But if you were to take sells, I'd have like a 107 pip stop loss, which is quite a lot. Very dangerous. But yeah. So if I was to get in, I'd get in with the stop loss there. That's a pretty big stop loss, and it's not worth it until you see the move, until it actually starts moving, and then you can get in the trend. So whilst it's starting to go down, you can see the trend. So yeah, we can use fib as well to see if this is an area. It's 38.2 here. So not a critical area, but yeah, let's see. This is interesting to see how it plays out because right now, Great British Pound JPY can just drop lower and will invalidate that move up if it does start to go low. So let's just see how it plays out. Yeah. Yeah. This was a pretty big. This is a 250 pip move, 260 pip move. It's a pretty big move. Previously, once we had moves like this, so we had a say 270 pip move, we dropped as soon as straight away we dropped 300 pips. So let's just be careful. Let's see how it plays out. So no buys at the moment for sure. More time sell, and then buy if we break this purple line and retest it. One second, guys. All right. Let's do Great British Pound USD. Same as Great British Pound USD. It made a flag. Didn't quite come to this area, but I came to this price, and then we started to go up. Let's move this now to go up for the next move. We have to come and retest this area, and then I think we can go higher again. Yeah. Or we could start a change in momentum, a shift in momentum. and we can start looking for lower prices. So right now, I wouldn't call this long. Right now, I would just want to see how it reacts to this purple line. Right now, I wouldn't want to take a trade or think about a bias because nothing's clear at the moment. So we could either come down to here, we could come down to here, we could break this. We need to see something clear for Great British Honesty. Nothing clear for me right now. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Well, for this we said we're looking for sales. Okay. Great British Pound AUD. Yeah, Great British Pound AUD last week. We had a buy limit order here, and we literally just tapped into our buy limit and a couple pips drawdown, and then we reversed it and we just started to fly up. We hit profits at 300 pips, but we moved another 300 pips as soon as we hit take profit. So the people who didn't have take profit price on and didn't get stopped out, didn't get automatically taken profits, then you're up what 570 pips now. You did get up to 620 pips. So this was a very nice move from last week because we consolidated a lot, price retested, and it was just time to fly. This was literally getting out all the people that were either buying and selling, buyers v sellers all the way through. Price broke this major trend line and then retested it, so everyone thought it was going to go lower. This looks very similar to Euro JPY that happened in the Christmas time. So Euro JPY was consolidating in Christmas, around Christmas, and then it made a fake out down, even though it gave people profits. And then because of people were so confident that that sells were in the market, price broke out, retested. The people who weren't in had no emotional attachment to the trade, can easily saw that this was a retest and this was going long. And so they keep their buys open, sells open from here. Then the price goes higher. They keep their sells open. Buys. They keep their sells open here, but price just keeps going higher, and then they just get stopped out for so many pips. And that's just how the market is. To go long again, I would want to see a very proper breakdown to retest this support level that is broken out so harshly, and then back up, bounce off it. Yeah, so this was a beautiful trade. 600 pips for whoever adjusted their TP. I got 300 pips. That's the pound. I'm gonna do AUD. I'm gonna do euros and then AUD. We're gonna have a quick 5-minute break, and then I'm gonna do euros and AUD because my mouth's dry. I'm gonna do the euro pairs and then the AUD pairs after that. So 224. Okay, guys. All right, let's carry on. Um, okay. So, Euro pairs, Euro JPY weekly, we're in a range. We're in this little range here between 130, 132. If we go into the daily time frame, we bounced off resistance. We rejected a couple times. Price didn't break this low here, so which means the longs are still valid. If we go into the 4-hour, we can see we're just back at support again. Price went boom up. Price started to fly up now. If we want to get in to a buy, you gotta wait for this trend line to be retested to take buys. Otherwise, you don't take buys. Over here, we look for price to come back down, and then we're looking to take longs. If price doesn't come back down, then we don't look to take longs, but I'm expecting price to come down. I don't know how it's going to retest. Depends. Maybe we might get a wick, a very strong wick, and then a very long wick, sorry, and then start to go higher. But right now, price is also in a range. If we do come back down, we can look for 134 easily. If Euro JPY does start to break down, then it has to break and retest this zone here. If it does that, then we look for sells. Simple as. Euro JPY is simple, but it requires a lot of waiting as of now. So let's just see how this plays out. If we retest and get bullish price action, then we enter. For the JPY pairs now that from trading plan, I see that now. I'm always waiting for bullish price action now before entering any buys. So before any buys come into the market, we have to have pure, very nice bullish price action. If we don't have bullish price action once we get to our level, once we if price doesn't start to respect our analysis straight away, we probably are wrong. So for JPY pairs now, you can I'm going to start using smaller stops because because your my trading plan says I'm allowed to. So whatever your trading plan says, you follow. Euro NZD. We're at resistance. We could go higher. Sorry, to this level here, and then drop down. So for Euro NZD, once price gets up to here, we look to sell. We might get a mirror picture here, or we might come back down to get. If we do come back, we're gonna get this is a nice head, right shoulder, left shoulder. I mean left shoulder, right shoulder, and then we're probably gonna go one break up, and we are looks like it's gonna break this level of resistance here, and then if we take our sells from here, take our buys, retest, and then take our buys. Remember, it's very hard for people to get in and out of trades. So if you take a sell here, and once your sell is here, if you can't close your sell and take a buy, then that's a problem. That's your problem. If you see your analysis saying beforehand that it's going to come down to here and take buys, and if you can't do that, then that's emotional trading and something that you need to work on and fix. As I said, if you can't take buys here, then I would just wait. I would recommend you wait for price to come back down to here and then take buys from here, because the overall picture is buys from there. Or if you want as well, you can wait for price to break the resistance so you can have the most confirmation. Once it breaks, you can either enter on the breakout or on the retest, depending on your strategy of entries. Okay, pound. Euro pound. 30 move. Price didn't retest, didn't fly from the weekly resistance, and so therefore we broke down from this point. 0.88 was the invalidation level. Right now, we're expecting price to settle down at this level here. We want to see a bit of consolidation. If price consolidates, then I'm expecting move up to this level of resistance, if not breaking it and then going higher. And this all might be manipulation. So yeah, if we do consolidate here, we're taking buys tomorrow morning for at least this much, and then this until 0.9 if we can. Again, okay, let's do Euro USD. Price was at the bottom of its channel, bounced off its channel. Price is squeezing, as you can see, is respecting the trend line, it's squeezing. This third touch, we might get a retest from here, or we might break upwards, get a retest into this zone, and then go higher. Either way, we want to get a trade out of it. So we've got to see if price breaks up here, retest and goes higher, then we're looking to take buys. If price rejects from this, we're looking to take sells down to this level, which will, so to here, and then we're looking to break. Yeah, so whatever happens, we're looking to take a trade from it. Still got buys from here. If we do start to reject from here and then go higher, these buys are still valid, and then we're still holding buys. So there's no harm in holding. If you've got a swap free account, then there's no harm. If you've got a swap account, then if your swap is negative, depending on your swap, it's negative, positive, that's your choice. Because if swap is positive, then there's no reason of not holding, because you're making even more money just by holding. And whatever happens to the trade, you're making money because of the swap. So yeah, swap is depending on broker and depends on whether you're going long or short on the pair. So yeah, so these are the two scenarios: either break out, retest and go higher, or a retest from this zone here and then going higher. So looking at Euro USD as well for entries, remember it's better to have confirmation of a move rather than just enter a move and you have two biases and you're just praying for it to follow one bias, because at the end of the day, that's not going to make you money. And truth is, you're not trying to see if you're right or wrong. So if by doing these two scenarios, I'm not trying to see whether I'm right or wrong. I'm just trying to see how much, like if it breaks and retests, I'm trying to see if I enter along here, how much I could make rather than how much I could lose. So I could lose, say I put my stop loss here, I could lose this much, this amount of pips. So I could lose, say 40 pips, or I could make 180 pips. So is that risk to reward worth it? Yeah, if it's worth it, I say I'm going into the trade with, say you're going in with 0.1 lot. You're going into the trade knowing you could lose £40 and knowing you can make £182. You know that before you enter the trade. So now you put the trade on. The worst thing that could happen is you lost £40. And if you lost £40, you can see what went wrong and you can learn from that negative £40. If you won £182, you won the trade. Well done. Next trade now, you see what you done right, move on to the next trade. Next trade, same thing. You're losing 40 pips to make 100 pips. So you're losing again. You're going to lose £40 to make £180. Or say you're going to lose £40 to make £150. So if you lose that £40, you're losing some profit, £40 profit from the Euro USD trade, which is this one. And so you're okay with that. So you're going into the trade knowing you're going to lose £40, which was that profit. And you're fine with that, so you enter the trade. When you enter the trade, you're not trading emotion. You know that you're going to lose £40 and end of story. And the most you can lose is 40. So that's not as in, you always know what you're going to lose and you always know what you're going to win, which makes everything clear for you and makes you understand and less emotional when opening and closing a trade. If you don't, once you lose a trade, if you don't understand why you lost the trade, when you don't reflect, when you don't write down what you done wrong, then you're going to do the same mistakes again and again. Because if you don't learn from your mistakes, the same mistakes will happen again and again. It will keep repeating itself until the lesson is learned. Once the lesson is learned, it's not going to happen again because you know how to avoid that when it happens. So now you've learned one extra thing. And so you go to your second day second day, you're trading again, you're doing the same thing, but you're not going to make that mistake, but you're going to make another mistake because there's always ways of improving and getting better. And so you're going to make another mistake. And now you've made another mistake. Now you've made another mistake. You're going to get even better again because now you've made another mistake and now you can write down on your list of mistakes what not to do. So the longer your list of what not to do and the smaller your list of what to do, the more time you're gonna be patient, you're gonna be waiting, and you're gonna wait and see what do you call it? You're gonna wait and see what you done right, what you done wrong. And then all the ones that you're doing, all the things that you're doing good, you just repeat, and the stuff that you're doing bad, start to do less and less and less until you stop doing all the stuff that you do bad. And so you're gonna trade less. You're gonna be more patient, and you're gonna have a better what's called accuracy. You're gonna sniper the ones that you like, and you're gonna leave the rest. And that's how it is. Not all trades win. You know that before you enter every single trade. So why enter with stupid lots, and why be stupid with your money when that's your money? That's the money you worked for. Never be stupid with money. You're an investor. You're investing your money to make it more money. Don't be stupid and try to make it so much more just in a small amount of time because you could lose it all even quicker. Like everyone thinks, oh, you can make money. You can make so much money, but they don't understand how much money you can lose at the same time as well. Okay, Euro AUD. Same thing happened here last week. AUD just lost their strength. We had this level here, this level of resistance, and then we wanted it to turn into support. We took buys here, they didn't work out, and they hit stop loss for 30 pips. I think it was 30 pips, and then re-entered again, no drawdown, and got those 30 pips and a lot more pips back, 300. So you just lost 30 pips. Remember, never be fearful, never be scared. If the analysis is right, if the analysis still looks correct, if you understand why you're doing a buy, you understand why you're buying, then you have no reason to be fearful or anything. Fear doesn't do anything to you. Fear just makes you a worse trader. Now we've broken this resistance, so I'm looking price is going to go higher, retest it, and then you can take another buy. I'm fully out now, 300 pips, but let's draw dot channel. Yeah. So let's remove. We're done with our long. And then now we look for short. Yeah, that's simple. Euro AUD. Everything's waiting. Patience, patient pays you more than entering stupidly. So yeah. Let's look for some kind of weakness around here, and then we can take sells. In the daily time frame, let's see. In the daily time frame, we could go higher into this zone, and depending, we have to see how it reacts to this zone or this zone. Because if we go higher, then we could just retest and go higher. So if we do what do you call it? If we do get up to this zone here, then once we come back down here, we have to be careful. So if we sell from here, this is 120 pips. You have to be careful on how it reacts to here. If it does bounce off here, then we have to close our shorts and go long because this is retesting. This is a becoming this is a very strong support area now because price has broken out and retested. If not, then we're gonna break down and then retest this zone where you can take further shorts again. Yeah, so on the way down, we just have to be careful of the zones that we have, the important zones. So as we said here, first zone and then second zone. And then if we do get through our zones, then we're looking to fully close at this zone here. Yeah. That's the Euro pairs. AUD, NZD, we traded this so many times. We took buys, we took some profits, and then we closed out. We got closed at break even because price started to drop down from this level. We did have our head and shoulders, but we don't have that head and shoulders anymore. Price, it looks like it's finding it very hard to break up, and so price is starting to look for lower prices now. Where could we go lower? So if price carries on going lower, we are looking at this level to get our retrace, and then from here we want to bounce up. Once we bounce up, we're looking to see how far we can go up before we now take sells down more. So we want to see a break in this support zone. When it to come down to this support, retest this support, make this support resistance, sell at resistance, and then go lower, and then this will be invalidated. Oh, this won't be invalid. This will break, and then it will retest again as a resistance, and then it will drop down lower. So ADNZD, this is just patience. It hasn't moved a lot in the last few weeks. It's been stuck here for a month. So let's see. Once we break, we're gonna break strong. So let's wait for the break. Okay, AUD JPY. AUD JPY is at daily support. Okay. Actually that isn't. So let's do. Okay. AUD JPY right now is at support, obviously. So first thing that comes to your head is buys because you're at support. Let's just show this, see how close it is. Yeah, so we could see lower prices. Okay. Okay. So if we are looking for shorts, where do we look? So say we are here now. Say we bounced off again. We are probably gonna get a move up, impulse move up for liquidity grab, premium prices, and then drop down lower to proper test to properly come to this zone here. That's the key level now. If we wanted to get in, how would we get in? If you wanted to take buys on this pair, you can see that the market changed structure now. If you wanted to take buys, I don't know. Buys wouldn't be good at the moment because this trend line is very narrow. And so it'd have to come it'd have to come down like that and then go higher. For this, if I was to take this trade, I would wait for it to be in a volatile session. Right now it's volatile, but it's not moving very much. I'd say Asia because it's the Aussie moves in Asia, JPY, Japan moves in Asia as well. This pair will move heavily in Asia, so we could just retest and then in Asia start to go up. And if we start to go up, you'd want to enter throughout mid trend trade. So you wouldn't take this from the core or anything. You would take it. You would take it on the way up because this is very heavy bearish now. So it's very dangerous to take buys at the moment. So just wait for it to wait to get a proper like market structure to move up and then take buys. But yeah, otherwise don't trade it. As in very bearish momentum in the daily. It's not the best pair to trade in the market right now. So there's no need to, as in you can just be patient and see what really happens. Let's do these two. CAD JPY broke support, coming back now to resistance because it's broken support, so it's turned resistance. Let's go into the daily. We've had a bounce of this key level. We could start to go higher, retest and go higher. Wouldn't be surprised. If we did, be careful when we get to this zone. And I would take these buys. I wouldn't say, yeah, I'll take a buys at a break of trend line. So I'd actually wait to see how it actually breaks out and retests. And then once it does a retest, I would take buys up to this level here, where this level is now retested, and then we'll look for sells again after we get to this level. And if this level holds today, then we can use fib to earn our trades. So we could get out here at 32.8, or we could see if price does come back to 61.8 to go lower. So yeah, let's just see. Yeah, so let's just see for CHF JPY. Oh, CHF JPY, sorry. CAD JPY, we did rejected off this trend line, so right now it looks like we're gonna go lower. On the daily, we're at resist support. On all the JPY pairs, you can notice we're all at support, so it's an important time now. You can't just guess which way all the JPY pairs are going to go. This trend line has no meaning. This was just a retracement to go lower. So right now, they have no meaning. So right now, taking buys on CAD JPY are good. Can take buys. We can take buys on CAD JPY. We are at support. And then if you do take buys in CAD JPY, you'd have a, let's see, 100 pip stop loss. Even though there's 100 pip stop loss, you would look for a lot. You would look for at least 280, and if not more, you look for at least 766. So good risk to reward here for CAD JPY. Nice support area as well. If we do break down, then we're going to hit stop loss retest, and we're going to go lower. So right now, we just got to see how this daily candle closes and make no judgments before that. So let's just see how this daily closes. If we close good, then if we close like that, reversal, then we can take buys in Asia.
Yeah. Okay.
let's just see how it goes.
Uh,
So yeah, that's all the pairs. Hope I didn't bore everyone today. There wasn't the best setups, but there are a lot of good setups if we wait for them to come to us. So let's just see how they play out, and then obviously we'll update it throughout the week, and we'll see, man. If anyone has any questions about anything, just let me know, and